6th-ranked team in the land, the UCLA Bruins. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. Washington State ready to kick off as it's time to get things started. Here's the return from inside his 10. Finds just enough space across the 25. Let's mark it at the 27-yard line. The Bruins offense will have the football first. Let's take a quick second to call out some of the impact players their coaches mentioned in meetings this week. Anything you guys heard that really resonated with you?
Yeah, I love when coaches talk about guys that bring it every single day. Like, that we can depend on them. They can get other guys lined up. They're always motivated. They're always being a great teammate. These are the guys that coaches love.
And big-time players make big plays in big games, right? These are the guys that have to play well if they're going to win games like this. It'll be interesting to see what they do today.
Runs through a tackle. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
You got to have short area quickness. That running back there doing what it takes to make sure he got that first down.
Back in motion, try to clear the picture. Looking for a man. It's Myers. Flips it out in the flat. He's got room. And they wrap him up, but not before he gets enough on the catch for the first down. The Bruins come to the line with a new set of downs. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down. Guys, let's talk a little UCLA. At this point in the season, you're probably in if the playoff starts today, but it doesn't. A long way to go, and the margins will be extra thin from here on out.
No, because if the season ended today, you're basically right on the cusp outside of the top 5, so you need to keep winning. You need to keep the intent.
Gonna take a shot. Oh, he dropped it, and what a missed opportunity early in this football game.
Oh, the receiver is going to hate watching film and watching that play back because that was a touchdown, and he dropped it.
On fourth down, they're taking to the air. Going back to the well, another deep ball. And it's incomplete. The long pass on fourth down is to no avail. So Washington State's offense will try to get something going with their first possession. Last week was a tape they'd rather just put right in the dumpster and forget about it. David, how does a guy bounce back from a game like the one he had last week?
Well, hopefully he burned that tape because that was...
Breaks into the open. Touchdown Cougars. Made the grab and took it on in for the score. Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. Man, he didn't just put it on his numbers. If he were throwing it at a front porch, he would have put that right in the keyhole. What a precise pass.
Right in the keyhole, right on the button, right on the face mask, whatever it was. Great throw, great timing. Nice job by the quarterback.
From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. The UCLA offense is back on the field, ready to go to work. We'll see if that failed fourth down in their own end last time, David, sort of curbed some of the aggressiveness.
Well, you hear about it all the time in football. Go for it. Be aggressive. The problem is when you get stopped, sometimes it puts you in a hole. And Jesse, now the offense has to come out and respond.
They were real disappointed not getting that first down. You can see it on the sideline. So let's just see if that's kind of galvanized them a little bit here to go make a statement and get some points.
And the Bruins with a second and short to keep this drive moving. To the air, it's Meyer. Under fire. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. The Bruins really need to keep this drive alive on third down. Here's the handoff. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down. Offense in the hurry-up.
Well, you got to be able to turn the page quickly on defense. Just gave up a first down on the ground, but here comes tempo. You've got to get lined up.
And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Love the physicality of this secondary on defense. That defender got to the football, was able to separate the receiver from the ball, and did it legally. Beautiful job.
almost took it all the way there, but it's a huge gain, and they're set up with a first and goal.
Well, Reese, you and I were talking about this before the game. How is this defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively? You saw them just rip off a big play.
And, Jesse, now their head's spinning just a little bit. Give up a big chunk play, and it's right back at them. Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half. Can the D deny them on second and goal? Balls it in. Touchdown, UCLA. A great catch and run for 6. Setting up for the extra point and the tie. And he puts through the extra point.
And listen, my job is to get it to my playmakers like this guy on the outside. They'll do the rest. He'll get in the end zone. Nice catch. Way to finish it with a touchdown.
Just unloaded on that kickoff. Don't have to worry about a return on a kick like that. They'll bring it out to the 25. Washington State has it back, and they'll send the offense onto the field. Last drive went for 6. We'll see if they can do it again. Not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Off play action. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. He'll pull it on the read. Tackle is made at the 25-yard line, and that'll bring up a 4th down. Washington State sends the punt team onto the field. First time we've seen their punt team tonight. First boot of the day is on its way. He was called on 3 times in that loss last week. He gets a block. Coverage team was down there to corral him. They made the stop, and they'll mark it at the 39. UCLA will go back to work on offense. They tied it with a touchdown the last time they had it and trying to complement the defense's good work by taking the lead here. Couldn't find anybody to throw to. He'll just toss it away. It'll be 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. They'll leave it with him. He stopped for no gain again. Back-to-back runs, and they have nothing to show for it except facing a 3rd and long.
A lot of times with these RPOs, you see linebackers so slow. They don't want to mess up. Not on this one. Watch the defense attack downhill. Go get the running back. Get a tackle for a loss.
Back to throw. It's Myers. Looking down the middle. Got his man all by himself. And they got the defense on that one, and they get it to the 29-yard line. And the Bruins have it with a 1st and 10. He's got it down the middle. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be 2nd and just a few breaths away from the 1st down. The Bruins come to the line. This situation, you might see a shot play. And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle. They'll try to move the chains on the ground. Picks up enough to give them 1st and 10 from the 11.
Really nice resiliency by the running back. Sometimes you just got to be able to turn the page, right? You have a tackle for a loss the previous play. They give it right back to you, and you make the defense pay. Good vision, good athleticism picking up that first. Why not give it to him again?
Going to work on 2nd down, and the red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that 1st down. Back to pass. He's got it on the move. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you can get much closer, but it'll be 1st and goal. And the Bruins headed quickly to the line. Touchdown, Bruins! Quick strike through the air for the score.
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Not going to give him a chance to make a play as they boot that thing through the end zone. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. They'll
getting suffocated right away. How about the DB? Just seeing that initially, pulling the trigger, getting to him, get him on the ground, get the tackle for a loss.
Catch in the middle, it's Callow. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup. Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and fourth down's coming. Washington State sends out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. He'll field the punt and try to make a big play. Good job by the coverage team, and that's how we'll end the period. That's the end of the period, and it's UCLA in the lead. And we've come to the end of one, and let's take a quick moment to catch up on the stats. Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the second. First play of the period, first down here. Looking for a man, it's Meyer. Short throw to the sideline is complete, and he's out of bounds. He'll be short of the first down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Bruins with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. They have it at the 43, third and short, trying to avoid making a decision on fourth down. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains. Good work up front to get that first down on the ground, and now they'll go back to work. Wants to throw on first down. Finds his tight end. Oh, he's got some space. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down.
How about this offense? They're rolling. They got a couple first downs together. Defense. Next, what's your response? What do you got? You got to make some adjustments here.
Using his feet to buy time. On the move to the right, looking for a big one. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. Plenty of work to do here on second and long. Handoff to the single running back. Pulled down at the 29 after getting 5.
These RPO runs, they're like body blows. I like them because it just sort of chips away at a defense. You'll take these kind of gains all game long. You keep running the football this way, you're going to keep moving the sticks. You're going to keep driving this defense back, so keep at it with the RPO game.
They tried to go smash mouth on third and short, and it did not work against this defense. They were unfazed by that earlier fourth down failure and converts on fourth down, still going. And they finally get him to the ground. An easy conversion for this offense. Defense not exactly the perfect fourth down call there. And the Bruins will snap it on first and 10. Pulls it and fires to the left. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion.
It's hard to have success on wide receiver screens when you're facing press man coverage because your blockers out front oftentimes can't pick them up, and that receiver gets gobbled up as soon as he catches the pass. You saw it on that last play.
From the shotgun, they'll run it. And he's stuffed by that big defensive tackle up front.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
He's got it. And he will score. Touchdown, UCLA.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
Here comes the Wazoo offense onto the field again. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also say, Palmer, kind of understanding that my defense is not playing great, so I know offensively I got to put some good possessions together here, make something happen on this side of the football.
And an explosive play has him on the move, and he gets it all the way to the 48-yard line. New set of downs after the completion. Looking downfield on first down. Get it out on the screen. He makes the stop, and a nice pickup there on first down. Leaves him in second and manageable.
I'll tell you what, if you want to be overzealous and you want to be a blitzer all the time, I like running the screen right behind him. Did a great job throwing the screen. Almost broke this one for a long game, but just keeps the defense a little bit more honest if you want to start putting a lot of pressure.
Well, give the defense credit on that one because they knew coming into this one that they were going to try to get this receiver the ball in a variety of ways. They were ready for the screen there, and they create a negative play.
They thought they could just run it on third and short, but this defense was there to make the stop. Washington State will have to boot it away. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. Make sure that there's not going to be a return on this one. Ball's out of bounds, and I think they'll mark it right around the 25. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. Looking to throw, it's Myers. Got the quick pass.
Yeah, and he runs a quick out route, and this is a timing route. Quarterback has to trust him, throw him the football. You can tell they've thrown this a time or two. Nice job, nice success.
Pocket breaking down. Nowhere close on that one as he got... Will trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down.
That's what this defense has to do, guys. They've got to knock this quarterback down to the ground. He's already thrown a couple of TDs. The only way you're going to stop that is with good quarterback pressure.
He's moving out of the pocket. Still looking. The Bruins will try to pin them back with the punt. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. He will signal for the fair catch and take it just inside the 35. Washington State has it back, and they'll send the offense onto the field. Their drive chart is starting to look a little monotonous. Punt, 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 David.
And their defense is starting to get a little frustrated, too. They just keep putting me back on the field, possession after possession. Jesse, this offense needs to get their heads out of their you-know-whats.
The punter's on the sideline with the oxygen mask right now. He's been playing so much. He's not used to this. This offense, they just got to stay on the field. They've got to put a drive together and get some balance going, running and throwing the ball.
Looking to fire. Here comes the heat. Time running out, and he goes down at the 34. They'll hurry to the line here to try to get off that third down play. From the gun, wants to pass. He wants to go deep. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's fourth down. Washington State sends the punt team onto the field. He's getting a lot of work. Fourth time he's punted tonight. And he'll work his way on the return out to the 35-yard line before he stopped. The UCLA offense is back on the field, ready to go to work. They didn't get much done the last time they had it, and to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Grabbed in the backfield, it's Washington. Creates a little space. Steered out of bounds at about the 36-yard line. A big pickup, and they are threatening. They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Looking downfield, it's Meyer. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Taking it the other way. They'll be stopped, but not before getting the football. ball and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there. Wide receiver comes in motion. To the air on first down. Always a welcome play from the defense as they get a sack at the 47. The hurry up now, second down, clock ticking. Wants to go up top. Pressure coming. Now he's going to break the pocket. He's brought down, but not before he turned that into a positive play and picked up a few on the run. Washington State lines up quickly. On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Makes the grab at the 10. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Washington State.
That's exactly what this offense needed to do. You talk about answering at the right time, right before the half, close this gap, create some momentum, go into the half, put something together, try to come out with your hair on fire and win this second half.
He'll try to tack on one more. And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Gentlemen, that pivotal top 15 battle is in the books. Here's how things went down. Nebraska endured a hostile crowd and the challenge that always comes with playing away from Memorial Stadium, and the Huskers came away with the win. It wasn't a blowout, but it is still a W. Iron sharpens iron, and you just know a top 15 matchup like this is going to go a long way in telling the story of each of these teams' seasons.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. Thanks for the update. The offense uses a timeout to stop the clock, and they'll get a quick breather. Dropping back, it's Myers. Just a short pass to the tight end. And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play. And the Bruins in a good spot here with second and short. Wants to throw, he's working against the clock. Grab near the marker, it's Marshall. They get him on the ground late in the half. They have the first down at the 41. The offense quickly calls timeout to stop the clock. The Bruins with the 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on first down. Right down the middle. Complete downfield. He works his way inside the 30 down to the 29 and picks up a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Bringing the heat. Time running out, and he goes down at the 34. The offense calls a timeout to stop the clock.
And listen, the quarterback drops back, and he's going through his progressions. We see zone, but just couldn't do anything about it. This defensive line, this pressure, getting to the quarterback, getting him on the ground.
Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Looking downfield very late in the half. Rushes on him. And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again.
4 yards on the play. Third down coming up.
On third and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Guys, looks like we've had a compelling start to things there in Pasadena.
And the Bruins will boot it away to start the second half. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Wazoo offense onto the field again. They start this third quarter one-possession game and hoping to get an early drive. Turning it on! He'll be stopped and forced out of bounds. Mark it at the 47-yard line, and this offense is going to work. The Cougars, after exploding for that huge run, back to work. He'll do it himself. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Kept it on the ground on first down. See if they stick with that plan on second. Back to pass. On target over the middle. They've got it inside the 30. They'll mark it at the 28. It's first down. Pass completion, move the sticks, and let's see if they try it again. End off from the shotgun. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. The Cougars now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. On the move. This defensive front just ran free in the backfield. He'll lose 3. Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on third down. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed. And on fourth down, here comes the field goal unit. This crowd trying to do its part to get inside the kicker's head. Just drives it between the uprights. That'll bring him to within 4. So after putting 3 on the board, the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away.
How about it? 50-plus, no problem. Big leg, nice accuracy. That's a big-time kick for this young man.
UCLA will go back to work on offense. Fires to the middle. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43. The Bruins are in the hurry-up. Back to throw, it's Meyer. Those two not on the same page. It's incomplete.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
In football, you hear the term quick, but don't hurry. And you can tell when you run these RPOs, the QBs want to make that decision quick. And I think he hurried it a little bit too much. Got the ball out quick, but obviously was inaccurate with his pass.
They'll go with a direct snap. And the Bruins will punt this one away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. You'd think they would have had a good chance to down that one deep, but the bounce carries it into the end zone for the touchback. Washington State has it back, and they'll send the offense onto the field. You want to talk about having a weapon to bail out a drive? David, that's why kickers are so important after that long field goal.
And listen, important is a relative term. We need to make longer passes and get better gains so we don't have to kick long field goals, Palmer, again on offense.
And they've got the weapons to do that, David. They just got to be able to dial those plays up. Guys have to be able to make them one-on-one and make life easier on this kid who is so important to this team.
Wow, this offense is just stuck in the mud. They've already punted 4 times, and it's third down now. From the gun, wants to pass. And they fail to hook up on third down. Washington State sends out the punt unit.
You got to be careful if you're the quarterback there. Third down, you see a lot of exotic coverages by the defense. That time they played zone, and he tried to force that football into a real tiny window. He's lucky that one wasn't picked off.
The coverage team was down there to corral him. They made the stop, and they'll mark it at the 39. UCLA offense is back on the field, ready to go to work. They missed an opportunity to extend this lead the last time they had it, Jesse.
Yeah, they got to be able to regain that momentum, right? Go back to what was working earlier on in this one. And David, to me, that starts with being the more physical team.
Oh, I definitely agree. Being the more physical team, but understanding the situation of the game. You're still winning. You got the football back. Now put a nice drive together and execute.
Makes the grab. He'll go out of bounds inside the 40. They'll mark it at the 39. Now from the 40, it's first and 10. To the air, it's Myers. Got it in the middle, it's McClain. Just what this offense was looking for. Sets him up at the 26 with the first down. The Bruins come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw on first down. Oh, they're after him. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. So now it's 2nd and long. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. On the run, it's Washington.
I like the decision there in the RPO game too, guys. I know he only got a couple of yards, but that play's going to open up bigger opportunities throwing the football down the field in the RPO game too. So keep handing it off to this guy. Let him see what he can do. And when the defense gives you the look to hold the football.
Going for it all. And that one is picked up in the end zone. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Looking to throw on 1st down. Steps away to find some room. Oh, it's a fumble. Defense falls on the ball. Going to be a turnover.
And listen, QB job number 1, take care of the football. We got to understand when to give up on plays. We got to understand when we feel people around us and take care of the football. You can't put the ball on the turf continuously. This guy's done it several weeks in a row now, so got to take care of that football.
He's stopped just short of the goal line, but they'll have it 1st and goal from the 1. Timeout called by the defense is their first of the half as they'll go to the sideline and try to make adjustments.
Timeout, Washington State.
And the Bruins have it with a 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Bruins!
And I like the running back's vision. He sees the hole, explodes through it. He knows where the goal line is, gets in the end zone, gets 6.
And he drops it just a little too slippery in the hands. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And he'll just take him in. This drive will start at the 25. Here comes the Wazoo offense onto the field again. This one feels as if it's starting to get away from them a little bit, Jesse.
Yeah, Reese, there's a lot of teams in college football at this point that would just quit. So, David, we're going to find out a lot about this team right here.
Yeah, just running out of opportunities. You give opportunities away like this, you're trailing. Every possession is going to be important from here on out.
Gives it on the option. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a 1st down. Split backs here. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They'll send the back in motion. And now on the pitch, the ball's loose. And they lost the ball out of bounds, and they'll lose a few yards as a result. And the Cougars trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Running back searching for a hole. They can rely on this guy to pick up solid yardage when they need it, and he's out to the 43. If every journey begins with a step, this offense needs to step into a 3rd down conversion and then try to turn it into some scores, and fast. Time running out, and he goes down at the 34. Washington State will have to put it away. We've seen a lot of the punt team 6 times tonight. Makes a nice grab at the 25. Makes a move. Man, oh man, did that coverage team have its hands full. Well, not full because they didn't get a hand on him for quite a while. Great return there. UCLA will go back to work on offense. Catch in the middle. It's Matthews. And they make the tackle, but the official has tossed his flag. A very productive play until it was wiped out by that penalty, and they'll go back to work. Coming out on 1st down with the play fake. Showing the arm strength down the left side. Incomplete and very lucky that one wasn't picked off. And man, could they have used that. It'll be 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. On the ground, it's Washington. able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down. After the strong run on second down, third down coming. Do they do it again? Finds a tight end down the gut. Gets it all the way inside the 20-yard line to the 19 before being hauled down. The Bruins will have it 1st and 10. Going for 6. Touchdown, UCLA! Grabbed in the end zone and put 6 on the board. They are seizing control and taking away hope as they push out the lead in this Week 8 showdown.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now on game.
Washington State has it back, and they'll send the offense onto the field. They'll put this one in play, first snap of the drive from the 25. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. They'd like to be more productive this time, David.
And I think this offense has to be a little bit more balanced. Find a little balance between the run, Jesse, and working in that pass.
And I think, too, David, it's just going to take a spark. It just takes one play to get this thing picked up and going.
Caught in the backfield. It's Woods. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. Shotgun snap on third down. Got it in the middle. It's Baker. He was just a breath from taking that one all the way, and he'll run that momentum right into the fourth quarter. And you want to talk about his favorite receiver, it might be everybody, based on the number of guys getting touches and a chance to show off their hands in the passing game. They go back to work with the first down in the final period of this one. Motion from the back. Interception, and things are going from bad to worse. He's into the open down the middle. Touchdown, Bruins. The defense putting points on the board. That one pushes this lead out a little bit more here in the fourth, and now they can smell 8 straight wins. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Guys, we've got a final to let you know about, a game happening inside the ACC today. South Carolina was relentless today in a road win that frankly wasn't even as close as the final score indicates. This was a vintage Gamecocks performance, one that really should instill confidence within this program. One thing we can always count on in the ACC is a spirited battle and a game that will make waves all along the Eastern Seaboard.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. The Cougars have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Leaves it with the back. Fighting off the defender. Oh, and he knocks it out of the way, and he's running free. Just searching and working for the running room as he gets it out to the 26. Now facing a 3rd and long. Wants to go up top. Got it set up on the outside. And that one looked great on the grease board, but when they blow it up like that, the defense is going to win every time. Washington State sends the punt team onto the field. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. He's got it. Return's going to get it up around midfield. He'll be down at the 49-yard line. The UCLA offense is back on the field, ready to go to work. Sends it back in motion. Wants to throw on first down. Caught behind the line. It's Cox. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Bruins have their whole playbook open here on 2nd and inches. Trying play action. Shoots it to the left. Got him downfield. They finally make the stop, and it's been this way this guy's whole career as a senior makes a play after the grab. And that big gainer on the last one has them ready to go from inside the 10. With jet sweep pass. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Looking to fire. Lets it fly. Touchdown, UCLA! Quick strike through the air for the score. That lead a little more comfortable now as they close in on extending this winning streak.
Pure domination all game long for this offense, whether they've been running the football.
To the end zone, and it's picked off. Smashes ahead.
Tight coverage by this defense, creating the interception, and man, for a second, it looked like he was about to house that. The offense does a good job becoming the defense and making the play around midfield.
17.
If you can do that, I don't know why you don't do it every time. Reduce the risk. Banged it out of the back of the end zone. They'll put it in play at the 25. Looking downfield on 1st down. And he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose.
Great job by the defense, forcing the fumble, but a bad, unfortunate bounce, and the offense pounces back on it.
The Cougars with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. The give to the tailback. Just enough there to get it to the 25, a pickup of 2.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through.
Fires one high and deep. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. Down by multiple possessions. They can't come up empty on this drive in the 4th quarter. They'll go for it on 4th down. And that'll be a turnover on downs.
He had nowhere to go with the football. 4th down, you know he wants to make a play. I'd like for him to throw it up, to be honest. Try to give somebody an opportunity to make a play. Who cares if I throw a pick? It's 4th down anyways, but couldn't find anybody to get the ball off. Defense surrounds him, gets him to the ground with the sack.
Well, just nowhere to go there, and it started in the pocket. It was collapsing. Quarterback felt it, so he tried to get outside, make something happen himself, but give the defense tons of credit. Excellent job in pursuit. They're able to give up no gain.
He stopped just short of the goal line at the 1. An explosive play has him set up. The Bruins will try to punch it in on 1st and goal. Touchdown, Bruins! And they take it in for 6 more points. The lead gets bigger here in the 4th quarter, and their run continues, about to go 8-0.
Points, points, and more points. This offense has had their way. They just keep their foot on the...
Throw into the end zone, and it's picked off. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Kickoff unit back to work, and they have been busy as they've built this sizable lead. No. It's for a return as that ball flies out of the back of the end zone. Here comes the Wazoo offense onto the field again. They were really aggressive going for it in their own end last time and put them in a tough spot, David.
Yeah, aggressive, reckless. They got to find the balance with this offense to really be productive. And last possession they went for it, they rolled the dice, Palmer, and it didn't work out for them.
Yeah, if you're better on 3rd down moving forward, though, you can keep yourself out of those situations.
Leaves it with the back. There he goes. Nice pickup on the ground there. They'll move the sticks with the 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. He'll keep it himself. How about that defense getting back there? He'll lose a couple. And the Cougars now with a long way to go to pick up the 1st down. Find some fresh air. And they'll knock him down. It'll be 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Takes a hit as he fires. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Now they'll try to cash in this drive. 1st and 10 from the 50. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Fires to the middle. A strike downfield. This defense giving up ground as he's finally knocked down at the 26. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out.
Here we go. Set.
To the air, it's Meyer. Tight end finds a soft spot. And the big fella couldn't elude the cornerback who makes a sure tackle. And the Bruins can really attack on this 2nd and short. Under fire. Wide open downfield. And they're going to put another one into the end zone as they just keep piling points on the scoreboard.
With that last touchdown, they remain undefeated. What can you say about this offense? One of the most explosive in the entire nation. And they're coming in, I think, every week with the mindset that we're just going to outscore everybody. We are okay going into a track meet, and that's really what we saw in this game today. But opponents just cannot keep pace with them and all of the athletes they have on the offensive side of the ball.
No shot to return that one as he boomed it out of the back of the end zone. Washington State has it back, and they'll send the offense onto the field. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first.
And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19. The Cougars trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play.
And, man, this offense just keeps trying to find something to go well. They're down so big. There's still time on the clock. Maybe they can put something together, but so far today, this has been ugly.
That offense having to deal with the last thing you want on 1st down, giving up a sack as they come up to the line on 2nd down. Here's the pressure. And this defense has maxed out this pressure. Another sack.
The defense puts the exclamation point on the day. They have had a wonderful day, man. Doing everything great. Just, you could tell they were dialed into what was going on.
And he feels the heat coming and it burns him up. Another sack. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. He'll field the punt and try to get some yardage. And you make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. Couldn't ask for better starting field position for this offense. Wants to throw on 1st down off the play fake. Can't make the connection. The pressure there caused the missed timing.
And how about this offense? They're not worried about the clock. They're not worried about the score. They're not worried about early and down. Still trying to execute their...
Fires toward the end zone. And swatted down by the defense to stop the scoring opportunity. 3rd play of the drive, and they need to take advantage of this field position by making something happen on 3rd and long. He'll take another shot here. And trying to put points on the board on 3rd down. Now they're staring at 4th down.
And the defense gets the big 3rd down stop, creates some momentum. Hey, I don't know if they're going to go for it on 4th down, but the defense is continuing to fight, continuing to hustle, continue to fly around. Like, these are positive signs from a group that you know needs to continue to grow, needs to continue to build, needs to continue.
He's got it in more than enough for a 1st down.
Well, there's the advantage of having versatility at the running back position. On 4th down, everybody in the stadium is expecting if you throw it, it's probably going to a receiver at tight end. But because of his ability to catch the football, he makes a huge play for this offense and keeps the drive alive.
They'll run play action. Blasted as he lets it go. Intercepted. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
And they'll take over 1st and 10.
Off play action on 1st down. Fires to the tight end. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup.
And this offense is going to have to find more explosive plays. And it can't just rely on the dink and dunk. It's going to have to find itself and score more points. Listen, they got beat up today. But moving on in the future, they've got...
And here's a fumble way behind the line. Oh, the offense lucky to fall on that loose football. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. The defense burns their 3rd and final timeout of the half. Washington State sends out the punt unit. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their total.
And they just keep piling on the points. We've seen in big moments in this game, they have been able to step up and deliver, particularly on offense. Very impressive performance.
67, Washington State, 17.
No shot at a return. It's out of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Going right to work up top. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19. The Cougars have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Wants to go up top. Here's the heat. And the defense gets loose, bringing the heat